Top 10 most expensive football transfers in history. Did you know that one football transfer alone cost more than the entire GDP of some small countries? That's right. Modern football isn't just a sport. It's a billion-dollar industry where clubs spend outrageous sums just to get the next superstar. And sometimes, the numbers are so astronomical they leave even die-hard fans speechless. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 most expensive football transfers in history. The ones that shattered records, sparked global headlines, and changed the game forever. Buckle up, because these transfers aren't just about money. They're about power, pressure, and pure football drama. Neymar to Paris Saint-Germain. Let's kick things off with the transfer that broke the footballing world. Neymar's jaw-dropping move from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain in 2017. Price tag? A staggering €222 million, the highest transfer fee in history to this day. This wasn't just a transfer, it was a power move. PSG triggered Neymar's release clause in full, shocking Barcelona and the entire football universe. Imagine one club dropping nearly €250 million in one go, just to make a statement. And make a statement they did. Neymar's move wasn't just about goals and assists, it was about marketing dominance, global brand building, and PSG's determination to conquer Europe. Either way, this transfer redefined the football economy, and the ripple effects are still being felt. Kylian Mbappé to Paris Saint-Germain. You might think Neymar was the peak, but PSG didn't stop there. In 2018, they secured Kylian Mbappé from AS Monaco for €180 million. At just 19 years old, Mbappé was already a World Cup winner and hailed as the next generational talent. This transfer wasn't just about raw ability, it was an investment in the future of football. PSG knew exactly what they were doing, locking down the most exciting prospect on the planet. The scary part? He wasn't even in his prime yet. The price tag was enormous, yes. But when you're potentially buying the future face of football, is there really such a thing as too much? Philippe Coutinho to Barcelona. In 2018, Barcelona spent €145 million to pry Philippe Coutinho from Liverpool, a deal that sparked controversy, hope, and eventually regret. At the time, Barca needed to fill the Neymar-sized hole in their lineup, and Coutinho seemed like the answer. Creative, technically gifted, and Premier League proven, he had all the qualities they craved. But the transfer didn't quite pan out. To make things even crazier, he was later loaned to Bayern Munich, where he scored twice against Barcelona in that infamous 8-2 defeat. Talk about full circle. This transfer proved that big money doesn't always guarantee big results. João Felix to Atletico Madrid. In 2019, João Felix made headlines when he signed for Atletico Madrid from Benfica for €126 million, a huge fee for a then 19-year-old with just one full season of senior football under his belt. Atletico weren't just buying a player, they were gambling on the future. And it was a bold move. Felix was hailed as the next Portuguese superstar, drawing early comparisons to legends like Kaká and even Cristiano Ronaldo. The price raised eyebrows across Europe. Was he really worth that much? Over the years, João has had moments of brilliance, but consistency has been elusive, leading to loan spells and questions about whether the pressure was too much too soon. This transfer remains one of the most debated in modern football, proof that potential can come with a hefty cost. Antoine Griezmann to Barcelona. Another blockbuster deal from 2019. Antoine Griezmann's move from Atletico Madrid to Barcelona for €120 million. This one wasn't just expensive, it was dramatic. Griezmann had already teased a Barca move a year prior, only to stay with Atletico. But a year later, it finally happened. The fallout? Atletico claimed Barcelona negotiated with the player behind their back, leading to tensions and legal threats. On the pitch, Griezmann arrived with huge expectations but struggled to truly shine in a Messi-centric system. The deal had everything: high stakes, controversy, and a lesson in how even the most talented players can struggle when the chemistry isn't right. Jack Grealish to Manchester City. In 2021, Manchester City smashed the British transfer record by signing Jack Grealish from Aston Villa for €117 million. Now, Grealish was already a fan favorite in England, stylish, skillful, and always easy on the eye. But this deal elevated him into superstar territory overnight. Critics questioned whether he was worth such a massive fee, especially with City already overflowing with creative talent. Grealish's start was slow, but over time, he grew into a crucial piece of the puzzle. The fee might have turned heads, but City's faith in him shows that sometimes long-term vision trumps short-term impact. Cristiano Ronaldo to Juventus. In 2018, the world stood still as Cristiano Ronaldo left Real Madrid for Juventus, with a transfer fee of 117 million euros, unprecedented for a 33-year-old player. But this wasn't just about age. It was about brand, goals, and guaranteed excellence. Juventus wanted Champions League glory, and they believed CR7 was the final piece of the puzzle. Ronaldo delivered with goals, titles, and global attention, but the UCL dream remained out of reach. Love or hate him, Ronaldo's transfer proved that age is just a number when you're one of the most marketable and consistent players the sport has ever seen. Eden Hazard to Real Madrid. When Eden Hazard joined Real Madrid from Chelsea in 2019 for 115 million euros, fans believed they were getting a player ready to dominate La Liga. Hazard had been Chelsea's talisman, dazzling with skill, vision, and a knack for game-changing moments. But the dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Plagued by injuries, inconsistent form, and fitness issues, Hazard never reached the heights expected of him at the Bernabeu. The Spanish press turned harsh, and fans began to question whether the move was worth it. In hindsight, this transfer stands as one of football's most expensive disappointments, a reminder that even the most gifted players can struggle when the stars don't align. Romelu Lukaku to Chelsea. In 2021, Romelu Lukaku returned to Chelsea from Inter Milan for 113 million euros, a move full of nostalgia and high expectations. Lukaku had just led Inter to a Serie A title, and Chelsea were fresh off a Champions League win, looking for a dominant striker to complete the squad. The reunion, however, didn't go as planned. Despite a strong start, Lukaku clashed with the system, the press, and even the fans, especially after a controversial interview where he openly spoke about missing Inter. Within a year, he was loaned back to Milan. This saga proved that sometimes, even the perfect-looking transfer on paper can unravel fast. Big fee, big expectations, and an even bigger lesson in team dynamics. Ousmane Dembélé to Barcelona. Closing our list is Ousmane Dembélé, who joined Barcelona from Borussia Dortmund in 2017 for 105 million euros, potentially rising to 145 million with add-ons. Seen as a replacement for Neymar, Dembélé arrived with explosive pace, technical brilliance, and massive hype. But injuries kept derailing his momentum, with muscle setbacks and surgeries preventing him from settling into any rhythm. And recently, he's shown glimpses of that early promise again. This transfer taught the football world a tough truth. Talent means nothing without consistency and fitness. If you enjoyed this dive into football's biggest deals, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow football fans. Which transfer shocked you the most? Drop it in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video with more deep dives into the world of sport.